So I read Devilman Volume 3, and it feels very much like two different volumes kind of crammed into one, because the first half of this volume you have more kind of like singular adventures of Devilman fighting just random demonic villains, and then the second half of this volume is like, oh no, we're in the third act now, and like all of humanity is about to be destroyed. It's like, what? I feel like it like there's so much in the middle here that was like ripped out, and it was just showing like, because in the last volume, volume 2 was pretty much all centered around Devilman battling, you know, this siren character, this female kind of demon character, and that was it. And so then volume 3 comes along, and it starts out with Devilman kind of facing this creature that has infected the bullies at his school that he has to fight against and then re-team up with, and then it was the turtle villain, the turtle demon, which I understand. I see what it was trying to do, and I'm going to give Devilman a lot of the benefit of the doubt because I know it's kind of one of the original kind of manga, the darker manga that came out in like the 70s and stuff, so there wasn't a ton of stuff like this at the time. So stuff that seems like kind of glossed over or like really simplistic, I've really given it the benefit of the doubt because of the time period that it came out, and I feel like I have to review this based on the context of that. Like, I can't compare it after, you know, tons of manga have come out like Berserk and Vagabond and all this, like all these seinen manga. Like, I kind of have to take it in the context when it came out. And in the context when it came out, I think the ideas that it's presenting are really, really good and really fun. See, what happens is, like, there's this, like, young girl character introduced. At least I don't remember her being in Volume 1 or Volume 2. And she's introduced as just a guy that Akira knows and is, like, his friend and whatever. And she gets on a train, and then this demonic character's on the train and begins, like, absorbing all of their souls and whatnot. It's like this turtle demon thing. And it has all of their souls in the back. And so when Akira arrives and transforms into Devilman to fight him, he has this apprehension because he cared for this girl, and now he doesn't want to attack, or he doesn't want to, you know, doesn't know if she's actually dead or not. And I like the idea behind this. The idea behind this kind of being like, you know, it's this demonic creature that can absorb people into its shell, and you don't really know if they're dead or if they're still alive, and this causes apprehension in the main character in even fighting this creature, because does it mean that these characters are going to die as a result of you fighting it? Is there a chance to save them? So there's a very core, cool, good idea here, but it was just, it happened so friggin' fast that, like, I didn't care for this, like, little girl character. I didn't really know who she was. Is she connected to Akira? Does he really care that much? Like, it just felt like it came out of nowhere. But at the same time, I really have to appreciate the manga for bringing up an idea like that, because it's something that you probably didn't see at the time of this coming out. And also, it definitely, I see like inspiration here that I've seen in other media since then. Particularly one, I want to say, like, I got like very Yu Yu Hakusho vibes out of this. I don't know, like, bear with me. Maybe it's just because I grew up on Yu Yu Hakusho, and I just remember like Yusuke being kind of the bully character, or Yusuke, you know, beating up the other characters in school, and he was perceived as a bully and everything, and it just like, I got those same kind of vibes when I watched Akira here in the beginning of this volume, kind of fighting against the school bullies and whatnot. It gave me like very Yusuke vibes, and I don't know if Yusuke was kind of inspired at all about Akira, because he is like this guy that's like very good at heart but has this rough exterior, which is similar to Akira, you know, with the Devilman fusion going on and everything. So I don't know if that was particularly inspired by it, but it definitely gave me those vibes. Now, the other thing that's happening in this manga, like, while we are having these like Devilman versus particular villain adventures, all of a sudden it shifts to where, okay, so demons are coming back like full force into humanity, and they're forcing themselves to merge with people. And we know that, like, from the first volume, in order to have like a proper merger, that you need to have the human being in that kind of like primal state. They need to get rid of reason. They need to be in that kind of chaotic, you know, violent, primal state of mind. And since that's not happening, all of these people are basically dying, and so it's causing a panic within mankind. And this also goes to the whole idea of kind of nuclear weapons and everything that humanity is capable of, the destruction that humanity is capable of. And again, I can understand it being, you know, specifically in a Japanese medium book that came out in the 70s, which wasn't too long from World War II and Hiroshima and all of that. Sorry, I had to change the battery in the camera, but anyways, so I think the message that it's trying to portray is that despite us, seeing these demons, these devils, as, these horrible, awful creatures that kind of ruled the planet at one time, we now as humanity have sort of taken their place, but we rule by the same kind of chaotic force, but in a different way. Instead of it being like our own bodies that create this kind of demonic ruling class force. Instead, it was with our advancement in technology and creating weapons like the nuclear bomb and things like that. So, again, I know that like nuclear weapons, obviously they're still a very scary thing to this day, but I know like particularly, especially in like Japanese culture, it's very, it's a very prominent thing that's featured in a lot of their mediums, obviously because of Hiroshima and everything that happened in World War II. And so seeing it here in Devilman, I definitely understand where it's coming from, and they are a culture that has seen it firsthand. But at the same time, I think it's just showing. I think Devilman is basically trying to say, with the merger of humans and devils, I think it's trying to say that, we have that evil capability within us as a culture, as a society, even without a literal demon merging with our bodies, and I think that Akira, the main character, the whole point of him is that he is a demon with a human heart. So he is a demon, somebody that is capable of all these horrible, destructive things, but he has this heart, this kind of goodness to him that it's keeping him in check, that's keeping him fighting for the right reasons. Which is something that a lot of humanity does not have or has not had over time of all of the atrocities that we've created and done since like the dawn of existence, right? Is that we fail to look inside of ourselves and make ourselves better. Instead, we kind of show our power by just destroying others. So instead of building ourselves up, we tear others down. But fuck all that. There's also this giant demon thing that comes over the city that looks like a giant friggin' kaiju, which I forget its name, but oh my god, it looks freaking badass, and I can't wait to see it do shit. Apparently there's a couple of them, and so like I said, I feel like all of a sudden Devilman has just thrown itself into the final arc, and I know it's only 5 volumes long, so it makes sense that this happens, but at the same time it was such an abrupt change from, okay, Devilman fights school bullies, Devilman fights a turtle thing, okay, now Devilman is facing the entire world in a panic, throwing nuclear bombs, and now humanity doesn't know what's happening, everybody is dying, there's these giant demons everywhere, okay, go do something. So it's just like, holy shit, what is happening? What is going on? How is he going to do this? He was talking about how there must be other Devilmen like him out there, which is a cool idea, cool concept. Can't wait to see where that goes. If he can kind of create this like super team of Devilmen, that would be very, very cool. And there's also everything going on with Rio, who there's a lot more happening with him beneath the scenes. It seems like he was kind of going out hunting them himself, and then he had this moment where he kind of woke up. He didn't remember like what happened to him, where he was. So is he fused with a demon right now? I don't really know, or fused with something else, which also might be the case. I haven't really looked ahead. I do remember some things from Devilman Crybaby, but I don't particularly know. I don't really know what's going to happen with Rio next. So it is going to be interesting to see. There's definitely something else happening with him. He's going to wind up being the ultimate villain against Devilman. I already know this. You can just tell this narratively going forward. I haven't really looked at anything happening. Like I said, I do remember bits and pieces from Devilman Crybaby, but mostly that is all of a blur in my head, and I can't really remember the actual like narrative implications of what happens. But it seems to me they're building up now for Rio to show his true colors or show something of himself. And that'll be something. I don't really know what else to say because, like I said, I feel like this volume was pretty much just a setup for the next 2 volumes that are going to happen. It seems like, they're building up for this humanity is in peril and Devilman has to save it kind of thing. But anyways, I can't wait to see what happens next in Devilman. I'm definitely going to read these 2 volumes very, very soon. So thank you for watching this video. If you have, tell me what you think about Devilman Volume 3 down below, where I'm headed, what's going to happen. I don't know. 2 volumes left. Let's just blow through it. Thank you guys for watching these videos. I really do appreciate it. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Also subscribe if you want to stick around and see more manga content and reviews and analysis and things of that nature. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next time.